and he's perhaps the best player in the nation.
A school record 24 points and winning most outstanding player in the postseason last year. Speaking of points, Kark, Tucker Dordevic for Syracuse is scoring a lot of them to start this year.
Yeah, and a lot of people ask what positionless offensive lacrosse looks like. Well, enter Tucker Dordevic. 23 for the Orange. He was a midfielder prior to this season. Now he's playing attack, and the transition has been seamless due to his unpredictable dodging patterns. He can go from behind. He can beat you on the wing. He can go up top. He's carried this offense with a dangerous plant foot. His change of direction is silly. He has the power and speed combination, and quite frankly, I don't know if Virginia has that guy to match up with Tucker Dordevic.
10 goals through 2 games. As you can see, he has been on fire. And one of the interesting stories in this game, too, we talk about guys who are going to score goals. How about players who are going to prevent goals from being scored? Bobby Gavin, who's in goal for Syracuse to start the year, he just transferred in 3 months ago from Virginia. He was poised to be the starting goaltender for Virginia. So Bobby Gavin is going to be somebody to keep an eye on, and also somebody to keep an eye on too, as we work through a little bit of a delay here as we try and fix our shot clock. Got a little bit of a delay there, but the face-off X, we didn't talk about it yet, guys, but Kark, this is a huge story in this game because last year the 2 Syracuse wins, Jacob Fopp, who's still going to take draws against that man right there, number 23, Petey LaSalla. He owned LaSalla.
And it was a total outlier in the 2 matchups because LaSalla dominated ACC play. Fopp struggled in ACC play, but when these 2 went head-to-head, pure domination by Fopp.
Face-offs will determine possession, obviously, and momentum in this game. You turn to Petey LaSalle, and Lars Tiffany telling us that he spent a lot of time in the offseason working on his counters.
Right.
This is a young man who's so used to dominating the draw that he had no answers when he lost the draw to Fopp. He's worked on some counter moves.
There's Petey LaSalla, All-American on the right for Virginia, and Jacob Fopp. They have met each other a number of times over the years, and as we mentioned last year, LaSalla just 12 of 46 in the 2 games against Syracuse. Big battle to start this game. Big ground ball in the middle of the field. Won by Syracuse. And Dordevic firing with his left. Good save. Matthew Nunes with the good save, and here comes Virginia. Soliday. Off to Matt Moore, scores!
Blues love to run off the defensive stop. It's Chismar back to Soliday. It's a 5-on-4 break. Matt Moore back in the lineup. Righty rip top shelf.
Battling a hamstring injury, but we were at practice yesterday and going from defense to offense. You saw that on that first goal by Matt Moore. They're athletic, they're fast, and they're strong.
Schellenberger up top. Save that time. Another rebound chance and a score.
Especially when 24 in white is around the face-off or the crease area. He crashes the crease. He's a Canadian box player. He's got the softest hands on the team, Peyton Cormier. Look at that catch, the one-handed grab, the awareness to understand where the defensive pressure is high. He is at a different level.
Here he is, trying to put a shoulder in the defender, can't knock him off the ball. Instead, it's going to be a turnover. Now back to Virginia, though, in an unsettled situation. Cavaliers are going to get a good look and a goal.
Stopping the Cavaliers and getting out of their zone, and look what happens.
It was great initial defense, but the faulty clear, and then you're scrambling defensively, and Peel has got a good burst. He gets down that left-handed alley. That's just a nightmare scenario for Syracuse, who made the initial stop.
Yeah, they did. Griffin Schutz, only a freshman, 26 in white.
He scores!
Oh my gosh.
Yesterday about Schutz, where he should operate from, goal line extended because of this. He is too big, he's too strong. The Cavs are rolling.
Gave him a spot. Kennedy's been around the block a little bit, though. Former LSM, now playing down a close defense. You can see his wheels.
It was a great play, Chris. Great play. Confident, assertive.
Look at that defense. Seabold, though, gets through and scores.
And when you bring body, you can plant 14 in orange on the floor. But right here, he does a nice job in terms of establishing above goal line, and then they're swinging right there. There's three guys there.
That's a well-timed and angled double team. They just don't finish the play, right?
No, but to finish the play, when there's three guys there, you got it.
Mark. Cook just gets it there.
Wow.
He gets his stick checked out of his hands, though. Back to the Cavaliers.
It's a feeding frenzy on these clears.
Cormier.
Got numbers. He's got numbers.
Dixon gives up the shot. Extra pass. Moore scores. Beautiful.
3, and then we're a 5-on-4. Watch the passing. Here's the turnover, like piranhas. Ball's on the carpet, off to the races. At the other end, you share the ball. The spacing's gorgeous. This end line view will show it. Tick, tack, toe. Oh no, you want it. Schellenberger, so unselfish.
Schellenberger, Petey has proven to be a shooter and a scorer.
They showed a lot of this look in week 1.
Xander Dixon scores. Man, Virginia's firing on all cylinders right now.
Syracuse played last week at home in the Dome, standing toe-to-toe with Maryland. But their heads are spinning right now, whether it's been transition, extra man.
The freshman Griffin Schutz on a short stick. He'll come upfield, roll back, and score.
We saw him at the Under Armour All-American game. And when you see the size of his neck, you think of him as an ACC linebacker, not an ACC midfielder. The force and the ability to feel the defensive pressure and then to own the leverage game. We've seen this twice now. Griffin Schutz is not a player that you want to put.
Corey, he comes upfield, gets a better angle and scores.
Are never going to be similar to another player's. And Will Corey, the light bulb has gone on. We sat down with Lars Tiffany yesterday, and he said, Coach, why is Corey in the lineup? He says, you know what? Petey in the dad.
Yes.
And how bought in that he is to being the best in his craft.
Skip pass and a beauty and a goal. Just as the clock was winding.
Offense rolling here. One is the one-on-one dodges and getting the separation. The other is finding seams with skip passes against this Virginia defense. This is a gorgeous pass by Lucas Quinn. A little bit of a look away. He gets the defense kind of to shift lower. See-ball. Not a social event when you lift with Chris Cotter. It is game on, right? He's not even going to talk to you or look at you in the weight room.
We're there to get work done.
Hook shot, hook shot, hook shot.
Gold Nunes went out.
Suddenly, at the college level, things move a lot faster. Here he is helping in the hung man situation, okay? And number one, a lot of times I don't like the way that's being executed. I mean, that's just, it's obviously not going to work. There's no reason for the goalie in that scenario to go back and play that man.
When they break down the tape, if they have into possessions offensively, and against this team with this offensive talent, it's not a recipe for success.
Dixon working on the shorty, but gets it inside again to Cormier.
Watch it on the inside is late. But my point is, why are you double teaming Xander Dixon right there? He is not a threat to score a goal. That is the prime example.
On the ledger already. It's a fun game to watch. They went on Syracuse last year.
Brendan Nickturn doesn't get on TV enough.
He's awesome.
Black Knight.
Oh, look at that shot by Schellenberger.
Ultimate quarterback with two hands, his ability to get teammates involved and run an offense. But you also forget about what he's able to do with both hands. This is his right hand. His offhand is equally as effective. You cannot ask for better placement. He absolutely tags that corner.
Kirk, the release
up in one motion, right? You don't want to have to catch and then bring the stick back, right? To make that release elongated. You want to catch and pop, and he has that. He has that in his hips. He catches it, and he torques his hips and releases in the same motion.
Defensive mistake there. Let Griffin Cook come up.
Season, because Dordovic and Curry, they need reinforcements. They need help. I love the subtle head and shoulder fake there. He's baiting Nunes as if to say, I'm going to shoot high, and he yanked it at the last minute. Good deception on the finish.
Yeah.
Initiate from Paul. Where do you think he's most comfortable carrying?
Here's Curry right here.
I think up top off of ball movement, that's a beautiful pass.
That's a beautiful play. Lucas Quinn finishes.
Well, there's Curry. The goal and have him run up the right side. We've seen him run down the right hash. Here he is, carries through X, and he's got the ability. Quinn does a good job of moving to mirror his movement. Puts a lot of pressure on his defender.
I agree. When you watch Curry over the years, in the invert game, he's a Curry, I think, needs to establish himself as a force 16 in orange. It can't be just Tucker Dordevic and people waiting for separation.
And just like that, Tucker Dordevic finds the back of the net. That gets the bench going for Syracuse.
Halftime. Cuse played a good last 5 minutes of the second quarter, and it continues here. Go back early. They shot 1 of 10 to start this game. They're now shooting 5. This identity of the Syracuse team last week, awful scrappy, man. They fought. That was a really hard-fought game in the Dome against Maryland. You're seeing that same attitude again today.
And a goal!
Sophomore from Canada, leading scorer a year ago. You need someone to step up to be the complementary force for Dordevic and Curry, and Cook in the first half with a beautiful invert goal. That time he just uses the defense as a screen. Nunes has no shot.
Ball, saving it underneath your own basket. Never do that. Schellenberger. Two-man game with Dixon in front. Beautiful pass and a goal! Shuts on
Repped. You know it's been felt out before in practice, but when you watch it on game, you're like, wow, how'd they just do that? Shuts knew when to cut.
Yep. And Schellenberger has the sixth sense to time that. That pass was gorgeous. Look at the finish, too, on the twister in front of his head.
And you can win a lot of games. You think about the hidden plays that Soliday makes.
Wow. Big shot. And a goal from Lucas Quinn.
It's matched up and settled in your 6-on-6.
I always say you have about 5 or 6 extra seconds, but watch the release of Lucas Quinn. A lot like Connor's
arrival here in Charlottesville. They're just kind of mowing through it like, no big deal, we got this. Practicing in polo shirts and sweatpants.
Curry with the bouncer. Now they trail by
Flight, a late arrival here in Charlottesville. They're just kind of mowing through it like, no big deal, we got this. Practicing in polo shirts and sweatpants.
Curry with the bouncer. Successful clear by the Cavs. Soliday had a little bit of room. Simmons, he's got a lot of room and scores! Simmons, he's feeling it against Rice. Uses the pick. Rice slides by. Rice loses his footing, so Simmons will get a look and score!
This one's going to be a social media buzz one.
It will. And if you watch Simmons, what he does so well, watch how close he is to the crease on the initial dodge, so then Rice has to deal with the back iron of the cage.
I tell you, the one thing, Simmons is a left-hander. And so you got to be thinking that in your mind, that he's going to come back to his left. And so you kind of want to trail him on that.
Reset the shot clock to 60. A tough feed inside to Cook. Loose ball.
Nice grounder by Chismar. We haven't talked about him much.
Zan, he'll shoot and score! Is that not a...
Let him punt return it.
Keep it simple. Look at the defensive ground ball here. Noah Chismar dealing with pressure, secures the ball, understands that Evan's the fastest man in college lacrosse, and he's off to the races.
That's beautiful. How about Chismar with the dirty ground ball, though?
That goal took some
air out of Syracuse's sails a little bit here. Schellenberger could take a lot more, and he does. And a flag late. See, that's 4 in a row.
He's on 2-point range.
Well, you know, as a rookie freshman a year ago, he started off playing midfield, and there's nowhere in the offensive zone he can't operate to make plays. And it looked like Gavin went down swinging there, where he allows a long leash for his players, right? And allows them to be creative, to be expressive.
Oh my goodness. Double team came, Schellenberger lost it.
Corman, you give them second opportunities.
There's been a lot of those.
Yeah.
Look, you make a great defensive play.
The hands, the skill, the awareness. We talked about defensively how this team is getting comfortable playing together, or offensively as well, too. And when you put Cormier in the middle of Schellenberger, he's just a lacrosse player, 24 in white.
3-3 for Schellenberger. LaSala, like that running back. Oh, and he scores! Against Syracuse, and then Kate Sawstead said something.
There's the hit. A clear foul, and it could have been more than 1 minute, honestly. This is a player's falling and he's vulnerable, and watch, that's in the flow of action. It just ends up being
I don't think there was malicious.
More scores.
Greatness. You know, Matt Moore and Syracuse's Brett Kennedy, like, really the only two seniors on the field in this game today. Matt Moore, I would expect him to be a top 5 Premier Lacrosse League draft choice. PLL.
About Schellenberger and Moore, because Schellenberger was, when he first started playing in his redshirt freshman year, and that's a goal by Syracuse on the far end. Mikey Berkman scoring.
It's such a nice idea.
He'll be back next year with the top recruiting class in the country. So the Orange are moving in a direction. I mean, Notre Dame is balanced as it gets coming into the season, right? You have that attack with the Kavanaughs and those midfielders and Dobson and Wheaton Jacobois.
Nice catch and goal, man. Griffin Cook. Clark, even if Syracuse takes the L.
He made the one mental mistake with the behind-the-back pass at 12-9 when the Orange were kind of feeling it a little bit, potentially making that run. But I love his energy and his aggressiveness. Connor, we saw that last year. Garno right now hasn't done much. Connor is hurt. Those are the step-down guys that really could spray it from outside and stretch a defense.
How about the crowd here at Clocker showing their appreciation for that ride. Schellenberger, great look, and they finish it off.
Over at the midfield, they all come to their feet on this turnover. They love the swarming D right here. They're all up on their feet. And guess who? Noah Chismar finishes this one off in transition.
Vic and Curry, I think the offensive success will be defined this season with guys like Lucas Quinn and Griffin Cook. Like those next layer of players are going to have to play at an elite level for this team to be successful in the ACC, and potentially they can.
And a test right away for Syracuse, as we mentioned. Kark and I will be calling that game on Wednesday when Army comes to the Carrier Dome. So another ranked team, this time out of conference for Syracuse, and another big test for Gary Gate, Dave Petramala, this young Syracuse Orange team. Today, it was all about the two-time defending champs. Virginia, in front of a great crowd here at Clocker, came out, forged an 8-1 lead early, and never looked back. Syracuse threatened. They got it down to 3 in the second half.